We've talked a lot about what a sales script looks like, and you've shared plenty of great tips on how to effectively handle potential prospects. What I'm curious about now is, how do I even find people I can reach out to?
That's a great question. Finding new contacts is truly the core challenge every salesperson faces each day, requiring consistent effort and smart strategies to overcome. And often it gets passed over to marketing. The salesperson says, well, if marketing doesn't deliver leads, there's not much I can do. Of course, that's not the solution. And on this topic, I'd actually like to take a moment to clearly highlight the important distinction between marketing and sales first. Marketing is all about getting the word out and building strong, lasting awareness for the product or company. Then you start getting inquiries from new and interested prospects, hopefully, and then the sales team takes care of turning those leads into solid closed deals so the prospect truly becomes a long-term, loyal customer in the long run. That's roughly the key distinction between sales and marketing, or marketing and sales, however you'd like to put it exactly. And of course, things get a bit blurry in the middle. I mean, there's no strict dividing line where you can clearly say, okay, up to this point it's marketing, and from this exact moment on, it's sales. It's much more of a gradual shift than a hard cutoff. But of course, it's already a pretty fluid transition, not really a strict or hard cut at any point. And like I said, marketing should, when working effectively, be all about building and continuously nurturing new relationships. So through advertising, you effectively reach out to people who are genuinely interested in what the business or product has to offer. Eventually, the sales team steps in to work on turning those leads into loyal paying customers.
So the marketing team should definitely take care of gathering those contacts.
Yeah, that's every salesperson's dream, right? They'd absolutely love it if brand new leads just kept rolling in continuously without any effort on their part. He can reach out to them, and once he's through just like that, another fresh batch of addresses gets delivered straight to his inbox, ready to go. That's the dream scenario, as mentioned, and truly these are the best contacts you could possibly ask for. So if I actually get contacts where I know, okay, they've already mentioned marketing somewhere, and they've reached out in some way, even if it's just a like on the Facebook page, then I know at least this person has shown some interest in the topic at some point before, which is a great starting point. That's why these addresses are incredibly valuable, and it's significantly easier for the salesperson to turn them into actual loyal customers. Now here's the thing, this doesn't always happen. You don't constantly get a flood of fresh leads pouring in, so the salesperson and distributor really have to step up and take proactive action consistently over time. They need to source addresses themselves as well, actively generate fresh leads they can then go after and turn into solid opportunities. And that whole aspect really highlights the crucial difference between standard prospecting and cold outreach. So cold outreach is the process of proactively reaching out to people who've never interacted with me before, where I haven't received any prior signal or clear indication from them showing interest. Instead, I'm basically just taking a shot in the dark and giving it a try by offering them my product out of the blue. And of course, that leads to pretty high bounce rates. When I reach out to someone who's never heard of me or our product before, complete strangers, it's naturally an uphill battle to get their attention. If they've never even heard of the company, then I first have to explain what we actually do and what product we offer. Yeah, and of course, most of them immediately drop out, because a product simply isn't a perfect fit for everyone, and honestly, what you're offering won't always appeal to every single person out there, no matter how great it is. But I'd say it's likely not for most at first. And that's exactly why drop-off rates tend to be so high. It's crucial for any seller to be aware of this, because otherwise when you're doing cold outreach and you're only getting a handful of responses out of 10 inquiries or 10 contacts, it can feel discouraging really fast. You call them completely out of the blue and still end up with 8 rejections, then you can get discouraged and frustrated pretty fast. And when you realize, okay, this is totally normal, most people I'm reaching out to cold, calling out of the blue, they've never even heard of me before, so why on earth would they suddenly care about what I'm pitching them at this very moment? Maybe they're just dealing with completely different priorities at the moment. So it's really crucial for the salesperson to fully realize they're not walking away frustrated, but actually understand that this is just how things go sometimes. Okay. Most will probably drop out, and if I approach my cold outreach with that mindset, it's easier to accept. And I don't take it personally, first and foremost.
So you tackle this with a positive mindset. Does that mean, for instance, leveraging social media to connect with new prospects and grow your network is the way to go?
I mean, social media is a solid way to connect with new people and grow your network. So if I've got a social media channel, my followers will naturally share it within their own networks as well, spreading the reach even further. And that's a really solid way to approach marketing. I can always boost its visibility even more by allocating a bit of budget and promoting it more widely across platforms. Then it'll also be broadcast to even more target audiences. But here's the thing, based on my experience, many companies spend huge amounts on social media and then wonder why they have a lot of views but no new customers. The reason is just simple. There are tons of social media agencies out there who promise clients the moon and beyond, and they always come back with the same line, yeah, it needs at least 6 months to show results, and you'll need a solid monthly budget of several $1,000s. No shortcuts. And in the end, nothing comes of it. That's just typical for social media. With social media, you start off with followers and consistently receive engagement from people who are genuinely interested in what you have to offer. And it'll rarely happen that these followers, the ones casually dropping a like, will actually end up buying from you right after that moment. And that's exactly where the sales topic kicks in. I'm getting leads through social media, so I know, okay, this person is basically interested in my offer or in the topic. And in the next step, I can then try to convert that contact into a customer. And in my view, many companies tend to overlook this second part entirely, which is just so crucial. They're always pushing marketing, especially social media, spending big, and after 1 year totally burned out, they say, I'll never run another social media campaign again. And that's simply because they forget that they actually need to do something with the contacts they get through social media.